Hey everyone, Wildcat here, and we are back with some more Construction Simulator. A couple things we need to take a look at first. So one of the things I want to show here first, so you go to the company, you go to upgrades, right? Okay. Now in order to complete, this is like the small business, medium business. If you go to M up here, L, large business kind of thing, right? So we're on the small business end of things right now. So these are the things we need to do to complete the small business end of things before we can, kind of move into the medium one. Some of the things you're doing will automatically start saying that you're doing a percentage in here on the medium, and I think even with the large, right? But kind of get into that a little bit more. This is just trying to be a quick overview here of it. Okay, so in order to completely complete the small business thing, is we need 3 construction machines. We have 2. He gives us the flatbed truck with the crane on it, and of course the backhoe. So we only need 1 more piece of equipment. We have to buy the other premise, the other company, the second company that's in here. We have to buy that one, right? And then of course finish the first campaign contract that most of the tutorial mission was on. Second business that we have to buy is 150,000. Okay. All right. So, and I know we got 112,000 right now. We need 150 for this, and we have to buy another PC equipment. So let me go here. Let's go real quick here to the dealership. Okay, so this is where you come to buy the stuff, obviously, your equipment and that. So there's some things that you're going to always need just about on every job. Excavator, dump truck, probably loader, right? Those will be 3 things you're going to need for sure, without a doubt. So right now I would recommend buying a dump truck, or consider that being the next piece of thing you buy is a dump truck, because you're going to need it, right? And you can see up top here in the top right, it tells us we have 113,000. My experience with this has been so far that even though you look at these dump trucks and you go, oh, there's different sizes in here, but they all seem to hold the same amount of dirt. There was an update out today, and they said that they fixed some bugs and other issues and stuff, so I don't know if they consider that an issue, that one day they're going to fix it or not. But like I said, all the dump trucks, so you got this off-road guy that definitely should take more dirt than this guy, but they don't seem to. They seem to take the same amount. So anyways, you're going to need a dump truck. So that should be the first piece of equipment that you buy out of your money. That's 120,000. We know you got to buy the second company to complete the that campaign and to complete the small business end of thing. So you need $270,000 to do that, right? So one of the things you can do, so one of the things you could do is you can come back to companies, you can go to financing, you can go to loans, and now here you could borrow $250,000, and you got 113, so that'll give you enough to buy the dump truck if you want, and also that second business when it comes around to purchasing that. That's one thing you could do, but remember, you also are going to pay 2% interest for every 24 hours, and that's basically every in-game day. And I think a day in the game is about an hour. Don't hold me to it, because I've never actually timed it, but I think it's about an hour. So you get paid back a little bit of money if you take the loan. I don't recommend taking the loan. I recommend just renting some equipment to start out with for the first few jobs, and just hop into the jobs is what I would do. So let's go ahead and take a look at the jobs. And so we go to campaign. So this was the campaigns that we're doing on the tutorial. And as you scroll over to the end, so in these menus, you just use the mouse wheel to scroll the screen. Roll it up or down, and it will scroll the screen. So anyways, so you see, in order to complete this campaign, we need to buy own 3 pieces of machinery and buy the second business for the upgrade. And once we complete this, then it'll give you a bunch of other campaigns that you can do, which of course make you some pretty good money actually. All right. So at this stage, one of the things you could do if you want, I know where the second business is. If you haven't played the game before, you won't know where it is until you go drive around if this is your first time. So one thing that might be a good thing to do right now before you even pick a job is just to go out and drive around to all these question marks and unlock whatever they are. Yeah, probably only take you like 15 minutes, half an hour tops to do that, if even that. It just costs you a little bit for gas. And so we'll come into the contracts. Now, these are the jobs we have to choose from. So the first one has 5 stages, the second one has 3 stages, the third job has 4 stages. They all only pay $100,000. We know we need $270,000, right? This will net us $300,000, but we're going to spend a bit of money with having to rent equipment, so to speak, right? So let's just go ahead and do the one that only has 3 stages to it, seeing how it'll be a little quicker. I'll go ahead and accept the contract. And of course now, these are the things that, like the other one says, that we're going to, this is the first thing we got to do. Pick up the prefabricated walls, right? Deliver the materials, blah, 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 blah. This is a trailer they recommend using for it, which of course we don't have at this time, right? As you can see, there's a few different trailers in it. They've actually added some. Because I'm pretty sure before I only had that trailer. I don't remember having one like that in this one. I don't even think we had one like that. Because I know the update today, they said they added some new equipment, so it could be some of these trailers here. But anyways, so prefabricated walls, they're not going to fit on the truck that we have, right? So we're going to have to rent a vehicle for it, and these are showing like pretty big, we're talking semi with yeah, big trailer on it in order to pack these prefabricated walls. So it's up to you which ones you pick and stuff. So let's go ahead and do that first. So now what we need to do is go back to map, and we go to the vehicle place. Okay, you just click on the icon and then hit the enter there on the left as I did. All right, so now what we're going to rent is I'm going to rent the semi-truck with the crane on it. Right, so we'll just, it's $2,500 a day, so we'll hit rent. We're going to rent him. Accept that, and then I'm going to rent, yeah, I'm sure they added some trailers to this, because I'm pretty sure I only had that trailer and then the super mega size trailer. But I may not have noticed the other ones. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and rent this one. This is a absolutely huge trailer. It's amazing how much stuff you can fit on this trailer. So I'm going to just go ahead and rent that one. That way we should be able to pick everything up in the pre-shop shop. Okay. So now we got that. We bought it. Let's hop out of the truck here. Okay, so this message is kind of telling us what we need, right? But we're going to go pick up our materials. Didn't mean to hit that. All right, so again, hit M, go back to the map. We go to company, then we come to vehicle fleet. And of course, this is where you will pick your vehicles that you want to use right now. So we want the trailer, right? We don't want to store it. So it's already, because we're renting it, it will already be sitting in the yard. I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm used to having it in my warehouse and you have to pull it out of storage to use it. But in this case, it'd already be sitting out. And then, of course, for the truck, you just select the truck and then you hit enter and it'll put your character in the truck. Right now, there's our trailer. So now we just have to back up to it, hook the trailer up. Oops. Of course, I'm using the keyboard. Now this trailer, you got to be kind of careful because this trailer is, as you can see, it's super long. So it wipes stuff out when you go around corners. The back I think the back 3 tires or 4 tires all turn. You'll see in this corner here, maybe. If you can see you can't quite see it. Yeah, it's the back 3 turns. So you see, I'm going to hit that car. There's not much I can do about it. Like I say, the cars do not give you no courtesy in this thing. They'll pull right up next to you, and then you're screwed because you can't avoid hitting them, right? So a lot of times when I'm driving this truck, if I got to do all these turns and stuff, I will usually don't have the view this far out, because that back end, when you're doing these tight corners, usually hits everything. It's pretty tough to win with it. And the other thing I forgot to mention too is always before you go drive and take a look at the map and see how the route tells you to go. And a lot of times too, as you're driving along, like when I come down here, I wouldn't be all surprised all of a sudden it doesn't tell you to go down this way or something, right? It'll do that quite often on you. So it's nice to take a look and kind of have a mental note in your mind how to go. Now, I won't show the whole drive down there, of course, because it's just going to make the video too long. You might be someone who's not too interested in driving the vehicles. I've seen videos where people say they'd like to just be able to skip there. So this does have a fast travel to it. And the thing is, though, because we're going down here, we can't fast travel to it, right? You have to visit the place at least once before you can use the fast travel. Okay, so this time around you'll have to drive here, but then after that you can use that fast travel. Alright, so I'll be back with the video when we get down there. Alright, so we're in the warehouse, or I should say the prefab store parking lot here. So you come and park in here. I usually always park in the first bay. I don't think it matters, just as long as you park in one of them to get load to have the truck loaded, right? Like if you're not, do that, right? I think if you're not parked in there, it tells you there's no vehicle to take the load. So we'll go ahead and just park them in here. Alright, so oops. Hop out of the truck now. We'll run around to the shop door here. Alright, so this is just a little information about it, the prefab shop. You can play it, you can read it, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. So our overall cost here is going to be $4,500. Number of packages is 1. Okay, right? So once you click on them, then you just click the purchase. All right, and then click on load package, and it should put it on the truck for us. And that's all there is to that. All right. So now, because we got this huge truck trailer here, right, we can go to the building materials store and pick up the rest of our stuff, rather than drive back to the construction site right now and then have to go back to the store, right? So you can do both. The other thing I'd like to mention too, I should earlier, that as you're driving around to these, like, see this place here, so as we come back up this road, there's nothing wrong with ducking into this place for a second to unlock him, right? So we know who he is. And then you could do the same thing at this shop here. This is the sawmill. I already know that, right? And maybe when you come out of here, you might want to drive down here to check on them and then go turn around and come back, right? Like, so that's another way you can get around to unlock these things, is do it because you're in the area. It doesn't hurt. That's for sure. So he's telling us to go all the way up to that store. There is a store in here in Central Heights. I think it's this one here. So we could take a different route so that we can come and unlock these and see him. Because whether the store is here or the store that's up here at top, it don't matter. They have the same stuff. So you can buy it from either one of the the two stores. But what I'm probably going to do here is I'll take a drive down here and unlock these two things, unlock this guy, kind of just come around and do the circle and go up, get him, and I'll come up and unlock these. And I'll be back when I get to the store. Alright, so here we are. We're going to be pulling into the store parking lot here. And in order to uncover the stuff, of course, you got to pull right into the parking lot. Now at the store, in order to be at the material, you got to park inside this yellow box here. Alright, so park the trailer there. I'll hop out and I'm going to run around and grab that gold hammer. You should keep your eyes out for these. I think if I remember right, there's 100 of these in the game you're supposed to collect. I think I might have found like 15 total so far, but I haven't really done a hard look for them. Alright, so then when you come into the store, these are all the stuff that the store has in here. Of course, this is just, you know, another information about it. So this stuff our store has. So the stuff that has the red on it with the tag, so we need 2 of those, 1 of those for this job right now is what we need. So I'll go ahead and grab those 2. I'll grab him. This trailer is big enough to take them. Actually, I'm amazed at how much stuff this trailer you can actually pack onto this trailer. It's quite incredible. The other thing I quite often do, because I get the big trailers, I'll look and see if there's anything else in here that we need, because it'll just say, oh, you need this and this at this stage, and that's kind of you know, all it highlights for you. But when you come to the store, it'll show you all the stuff you need to purchase for that, and you can pick it all up in one shot that way. With this trailer, like I say, I'm amazed at how much stuff this trailer actually holds. So now if you click purchase, if you don't hit auto load and you select purchase, it'll just put it in the driveway and you got to load it onto the truck yourself, right? So we're going to go ahead and go auto purchase, and that loads it on the truck for you, right? So now if you got to do it yourself, they have the use of the forklifts here, right? So if I wanted to use the forklift, I do that, and there's a forklift for us. Right. You can hop in and you know, away you go with the forklift, right? So that works just like a forklift, which is kind of cool. I know a lot of games previously have the forklifts. The forklift only goes up and down. It doesn't tilt forward or back. You know, it'd be kind of neat, but this one doesn't do it. If you could actually move the blades side to side, or the blades, I mean the forks. If you can move the forks left and right, because quite often you can, some of the forklifts you can do that with. But anyways, I usually do the auto load all the time, so I don't really bother with that too much. And then there's occasionally some places you get that they won't auto load it. You have to load it, but the thing is heavy enough it requires a crane. They'll kind of get into the crane a little bit later on, rather than, you know, here, because there is quite a bit of information for the game, and you know, I could spend, you know, probably a couple of hours just explaining all these things in the game, and well, that makes a pretty boring video without actually having to do stuff. So as you can see, our trailer, even with all the stuff we got, is still kind of empty. You know, those items we picked up, I've had them where we've had 15 of those each on this trailer, plus other stuff, because of course it'll stack it like 4 or 5 high. You know, you can basically stack up to the height that those walls are. So as you can see, that's, you can still get quite a bit of more stuff on this trailer. All right, so I did turn the violations off, or traffic violations off. And they got quite a few settings, and there's quite a few things you can change. I'm not gonna bother going over them. The only thing I ever changed on there was the traffic violations, but you know, they got stuff in there, how many cars are about, pedestrians, you know, they got a whole bunch of things you can actually physically change. So up to you if you want to or not. All right, so we got our stuff, we got this, so I'm going to go ahead and get up to the job site, and then we will come back once I get up there. All right, so we're now up here at the job site, and of course what we need right now is going to be a crane. And of course, we can only put them in the crane area. So we'll go ahead and hit G. All right, so we don't have one, so we can go view it at the dealership this way. Right, so these are the cranes that you can get. Now, one of the things about the cranes is they do have a lifting capacity to them, right? Okay, so in order to see it, we'll have to go to showroom. All right, so this guy can lift things that weigh A and B. There's also weights for C and D. They don't tell us the weight, just say A and B. So B's not, you know, like I said, there is a D, right? You can lift with excavators too. You know, so that's a wheel excavator. So he has a lifting weight with B. So most of this stuff has a lifting weight of B, right? But there are some things that can lift better. So now this, of course, is just going to cycle through everything in the store. So we're going to rent a crane. This is the one I actually bought. These are just smaller ones, right? So the smaller they are, the you know, this one's got a really long reach. We don't really need one with a long reach, and I believe this one too is got the reach of a B, right? I think all these cranes only have B capacity lift in them in those cranes, right? See, they're all B capacity. These are kind of what they call quick crane setups. So you set them up, you do your thing, and then of course you take them down, right? Yeah, well, let's go ahead. We'll just rent this guy here because he'll lift B. Make sure he lifts a B. Okay, yeah, he can lift B. So we'll go ahead and rent him because he's just cheaper, right? Yeah, have you seen this crane here? When I clicked on it, he's worth $5,000. This one's only $1,000, right? So he's going to be a lot cheaper to rent this one. Now, did I hit rent or did I hit buy? I hope I hit rent. Yeah, I must have hit rent because I didn't use my money. All right. So then we come out of here, and then now you hold down the G key, and then brings the crane back up, and then you can just go set up. And there's our crane. And of course, we didn't need a crane that has a really long reach neither, so that's why I said let's just go with the cheaper one. So typically, I like my view about here on the crane hook because that has it in line with the crane, so it doesn't look like you're swinging it when you're pulling it in or out. Of course. So first thing we're going to need is we don't need those yet. They want us to put those other things. So one of the drawbacks, of course, to taking this big trailer and getting everything on there that you need, usually what you need's on the bottom. Right, so you end up unloading half the trailer to get what you need to carry on your spot. But I just kind of like the idea of going to the store once and have all your stuff and not have to make multiple trips to it. But like I said, I mean, it's everybody has their own things they prefer to do and ways. So, alright, so it wants us to deliver this crane or the prefab walls here to this spot. So I'll try doing it this way. Spin it. There's one thing, of course, you have to be inside the white lines or it won't do it. Now he's inside the white lines, but he's not accepting it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it finally took it. First time I tried it, it didn't take it, so I had to do it again. Alright, so then once it's in place, it's come out, and of course you'll undo the straps. Basically unpack it, right? And now we're just gonna go ahead, pull out and put the walls into place. It's not letting me twist them. Right, not gonna muck with it. Alright, ceiling elements, so that's going to be these guys here. As you can see, the unpacked it for us, which is kind of weird. It usually doesn't do that. It usually has you go unpack it. So we'll get the rest of these on, and then I believe the next stage is going to be the cement truck. Okay, so we get the walls up and in place, and now we've dismantled the crane. So you just dismantle it, and you know, by going to it. And then same with, now we are done with the truck and the trailer. So we'll go to the company, go to our vehicle fleet. So we're done with the truck. We'll go return. Right, cost us $791 for him. We're done with the crane. So we're going to return the crane as well. And that cost us $614. And we're going to return the trailer because we're done with that. And that was $538. So costs a little bit of money, but that's partly the way it goes. So now the next thing we need is a concrete truck to pour the ceiling on this. Right, so where we're going to go to the store, right, to the vehicle store here. Now, I'm going to point out some because it's still showing us to go to this store here. So what I did when I drove up from down here, you can see I kind of drove around and unlocked all these things, as like I said, you should kind of do when you're in the area. So I went to this store and picked up the materials. Obviously didn't like, because it's still telling me to go to the store and pick up stuff here that, you know, that's where the GPS is. You know, and it won't let me change the GPS to go to anything else. So something to keep in mind, if it says to go to this store, you're probably best off to go to that store, because otherwise it'll kind of get locked like this. Alright, so anyways, we're going to the vehicle shop. And now we need a dump truck. Now we need a cement mixer and a... because it's going up in the second floor with the snorkel truck. So we're probably best off to, I know when I did it, I rented one of the concrete pump trucks, and then I rented a cement mixer. So we're probably better off to rent this guy. This is the only one that has the pump with it. So we'll rent this guy because it's a combination of both. So it'll probably be cheaper in the end. All right, then of course we'll go to the back to the company menu, vehicle fleet, and click on the truck, and then we'll go enter so we can get in the truck. If you're at the store when you buy it, of course you would just walk over to it and get into it, but we weren't at the store where they were. So now we have to go down and get ourselves some cement, of course, which is way the heck down there. Why is he doing that? Well, that's kind of neat. It's got us in two places. Wow. Maybe their update has screwed some things up, because I've never seen it do that before. Once we get down to the yard, we'll be back